Get a little bit of an early start here on the net. The Metro Richmond Erie's Ragchew net. As usual, I don't know who's running the net. It could be anybody. Subject could be anything. But got some things moved around here in the shack. Might as well just test things out a little bit. So while we wait a few more minutes, maybe we'll get another radio check from the... I just turned that off.
Time is 7:05 p.m.
Hit the proper button this time. Actually turn it off and not just hit the snooze button. Set up one or two more things here just for fun. Kicks and shiggles. Here are a few active things tonight. That's kind of interesting. I figure somewhat one or two stations being on the wrong frequency as usual. Trying to check into that. Not paying attention to what they're doing. Get all mad about it. It happens. I'm going to go refill my coffee cup. Sit back and watch a minute. Let me know what goes on when I get back, okay?
Bravo, Kilo Romeo, handling the Metro Richmond Series net for Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Find it on your computer. Once again, my call sign is W4 of PKR. Before we begin, if at any point during this net you need to relay emergency traffic, please use the word break. I'll hold the air for your traffic and will assist in any way that we can. Metro Richmond Areas is part of the Amateur Radio Relay and the Virginia Section Amateur Radio Emergency Service Program. This net meets weekly on Thursdays at 1900 on the KG4MRA 145.430 repeater. This net's focus is training and announcements for the amateur radio community, with a spotlight on emergency communications. All participants are asked to follow standard net procedures that would be utilized during an active emergency net. There is no need to be an Aries member to participate. All properly licensed operators who are within range of this repeater, regardless of location or affiliation, are invited and encouraged to participate in this net.
Last time it didn't stop when I pushed that manual button.
This is W4BKR handling the Metro Richmond Aries net.
What?
This net is directed which RMSNet is the discussion of the day, which is intended to be a way to learn more about amateur radio, emergency preparedness, and general safety.
Did he say preparedness or preparedness?
Tonight's topic is focused around HTs. ARES is focused on radio preparedness in case of emergency. The ARES training plan task book is oriented to highlight and track progress on those skills deficiencies. One of those key skills that exist in the intermediate levels is the ability to program a frequency, offset, and tone into a radio. Given the diversity of radios currently in the market, this question is going to be a three-parter. Number one, do you own a radio that
Yes.
you have the capability of programming without the aid of a computer and programming cable?
Yes.
Second, if you do own such a radio, do you know how to do that programming from the face of the radio?
Yes.
And lastly, do you have an easily accessible copy of the user's manual or cheat sheet, paper or electronic, that you can access if you need to reprogram a frequency, offset, or tone on the fly?
Yes. It's a whole
I know
book.
it was a lot, so I'll repeat it one more time. First question was, do you own a radio
Yes.
that you have the capability of programming without the aid of a computer or
Yes.
programming cable? Second, if you own such a radio, do you know how to do that programming from the face of the radio?
Yes.
And lastly, do you have an easily accessible copy of the user's manual or a cheat sheet, whether it's paper or electronic, that you can access if you needed to reprogram a frequency, offset, or tone on the fly?
Yes. Why don't you have these memorized by now?
I'll now proceed with check-ins. Check-ins will be taken in two groups. I'll begin by calling for mobile and portable stations, followed by all other stations. When you check into the net, please advise of your call sign phonetically, followed by your first name.
Please
I'll ask
advise.
for your location and signal report when you are called for comments. If you wish to check in the net but do not have any additional comments for discussion, identify as such by saying in and out during your check-in. I will mark your attendance but not include you in the discussion.
Get out.
If you're an ARES, Skywarn, or other emergency communications official, please identify when you check in. When checking in, I strongly encourage you to use the "this is" method, where you key up, say "this is," unkey,
Very nice.
allowing the repeater to drop. After hearing a squelch tone, you may key up again and say your call sign and name. This allows you to hear if someone else is transmitting simultaneously. This method reduces the likelihood of doubling with other stations. I will now accept check-ins from mobile and portable stations. If you're mobile or portable, call now, beginning with your call sign phonetically, followed by your first name. This is Kilo, Quebec 4, Romeo, Alpha, Mike, Will. Kilo, November 1, Oscar, November Echo, DJ. Step out of the truck for a second. In a little bit, if I don't answer, just try me again. When you get to the general check-in.
In the truck. What? It's gonna be one of those nuts.
Alright, net hold. Net recognizes Kilo Quebec 4, Romeo Alpha Mike Will. Kilo November 1, Oscar November Echo DJ. And Kilo Oscar 4, Uniform Oscar Quebec Dennis. Are there any other additional mobile or portable check-ins?
Take a minute. I wish that focus would hold.
Nothing heard. This is W4BKR handling the Metro Richmond AresNet. I will now accept check-ins from all remaining stations. If you wish to check into the net, please call now. I need your call sign phonetically followed by your first name.
I may have just figured it out.
November 3, Mike, Juliet, Charlie. The name is Mike, and be advised that control that Kilo Oscar 4 uniform Oscar Quebec said he was in and out.
Yep, gonna be one of those nets.
This is Kilo Oscar 4 uniform Oscar Romeo Scott.
This is
Uh-huh. You're on GMRS there, Randy.
Kilo 4
Check your radio.
Whiskey uniform Chevy Glen Allen.
And he got called out on GMRS
This is
by two guys.
Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Alpha Delta Randy and Western Henrico.
Now he's got it right.
This is
And there's the call out.
Kilo Romeo 4 Charlie Bravo Alpha Mark. This is
Huh?
Whiskey 4 Mike Foxtrot Victor Mark. This is Whiskey 4 Romeo Tango Hotel Bath. Kilo Romeo 4 Golf Bravo Victor Michael.
Gonna be a long net.
Alright, net hold, net hold. Net recognizes November 3, Mike, Juliet, Charlie, Mike. Kilo Oscar 4, uniform Oscar Romeo Scott. Kilo 4, Oscar Whiskey, uniform Jimmy. Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Alpha Delta Randy. Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Bravo Alpha Mark. Whiskey 4, Mike Foxtrot Victor Mark. Whiskey 4, Romeo Tango Hotel Bob. And Kilo Romeo 4, Golf Bravo Victor. Are there any other check-ins?
Mark, Bob.
Not sure if you got me. It's KK4OWU with traffic.
Marathon.
This is Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Papa Echo John.
Gotta charge your camera.
Alright, net hold. This is W4BKR. Net re-recognizes Kilo 4 Oscar Whiskey Uniform. I had you up there, but I think it's got a little tongue-tied when I said your call sign. I apologize. And net also recognizes Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Papa Echo John. With all those check-ins complete, we will now proceed with comments. When you're called on for comments, please advise your location, provide a signal report, and your comments. First on the list, we have KQ4RAM. Will, go ahead with your comments, sir.
Now you got net control saying it.
Hey Sean, this is KQ4RAM Will. On my way back into town from Northern Virginia. Been working up there all week. Almost home. So to answer your question, I think question one, yes, I own 3 HTs and 2 mobile radios, and I can program all from the face. One of those HTs is a Baofeng. That's the hardest one to do manually, but the rest of them are Yaesus, and they're fairly easy. I think that covered questions 1 and 2. Question 3, I don't have manuals usually handy with me, but I use YouTube. I don't know if that counts. Anyway, those are my comments for the net. You're doing a good job, Sean. Good to hear you. Good evening to everyone else. I'll say 73 KQ4 RAM.
Thanks for the comments, Will. Yes, both things. I will gladly agree with you. They are the hardest to program, especially if you get them stuck in Chinese. YouTube's great if you got cell signal. But yeah, I've used that plenty in my time too. Next up on the list we have KN11. TJ, if you were there, go ahead with your comment.
Yeah, caught me at the perfect time. KN11. It's Mid-Bridge and Shady Grove. Got you loud and clear. Yeah, so all of my radios are commercial grade, I guess. I can program all of the important things that would be needed on the fly from the face, like the up and downlink frequencies, the PL tones, etc. I can also switch between analog and P25 mode, but yeah, as far as manuals, I'm pretty familiar with them, but might not be a bad idea to print them out and keep them somewhere. I'm gonna take a break just a second. As far as those comments go, that's all I've got. I do want to remind everybody that this Saturday at 3 p.m., the 511-145.11 repeater is going to be having the Everett County Training and Preparedness Net. It's a monthly net every first Saturday of the month, 3 p.m. It's a scenario-based net, unlike some others where they're more of a comment net. We are doing a scenario-based, so when you check in, you'll kind of be provided injects throughout the exercise. It's kind of just a fun way to prepare yourself and learn more about AREs and emergency communications, etc. So the last time we did like a weather-based net where it came through and knocked out a bunch of infrastructure, and folks got injects about how they would pass traffic across different stations. So that's all I got. I'll send it back to you, Sean. It's kind of a lot clear.
Thanks, TJ. Yeah, I don't know much about Motorola's, to be honest with you, so I'm not sure exactly how they work. I've got one from work that I use, but we have comm guys there that program it for me. I don't know what they have as far as little cheat sheets, but like nifty manuals. Does a lot of little trifold wallet size sheets for different radios, and they're always good to keep around. And thanks for the plug for the net this weekend. I'm hoping to actually get on this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have N3MJC. Mike, go with your comments, sir.
Emmetsville County of Hanover, Commonwealth of Virginia, DFQ into the repeater, net control. Good to hear you back. Glad to have you back. To answer all three questions, no, no, and no. I'm sorry. I can't see quite what I'm doing, and so I need help programming my radio. I used to have a beautiful, I think it was an ICOM GXAT. I loved it, but it got swallowed up in the flipper at my dad's house. So I dropped it.
The what? The flipper?
Otherwise, KN11 answered my question about the preparedness net Saturday on the 511. God help me, I should be there. If not, I'm sorry, but I should be there this Saturday. It'll keep me occupied. Otherwise, let's all say a prayer for those in Jamaica. It was a real killer storm for them. Something like they've never seen before. So, and good to have you back again, Sean. Keep me in the loop if there's something going on in Hanover. And be advised, KK4OWU, his name is either Mike or Stu. He likes to provide electric car, Chevy. And he does have traffic for you guys. So with that, I'll stand by and monitor and maybe have a recheck if need be. 73, back to net control. W4BK Kayla. This is N3M Jason.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, you're definitely in a unique situation, and I can see where help is definitely needed in that case. And yeah, Jamaica, that's a shame. I mean, historically, that area is kind of used to it, but they've had a lot of calm years the past little while. So yeah, our thoughts go out to them. Next on the list we have KO4 UOR Scott. Go ahead, Mr. Scott.
All right. Good evening, Sean, and everyone on the net. This is Scott in Western Henrico near Paraben 64. Read you loud and clear. And I tuned in a couple minutes late. I do not know the three questions, if you don't mind repeating them.
No,
I do
and
not
no.
mind at all. The questions are based around the Aries training plan and the use of the ability to program frequencies, offsets, and tones into radio. Three questions are: do you own a radio that you have the capability of programming without the aid of a computer and programming cable? Two, do you own if you do own such a radio, do you know how to do that programming from the face of the radio? And lastly, do you have an easily accessible copy of the user manual or a cheat sheet, either paper or electronic, that you can access if needed to program a frequency, offset, and tone on the fly? Over.
All right. Thanks very much. So, let's see. Yes, the three radios that I have. Yeah, I can program all of them from the face. However, I, with all except one, I think the FT991A I can program without the manual, but the other 3, 4 radios would require referring to the manual. I do keep my mobile radio ICOM 2730 owner's manual in the car as of a week or two ago, and the FT991A is in the knee hole here at my desk, and both are referred to rather frequently. Yeah, 2 Bofang handhelds. I use Chirp for those, and I do have RT System software for the Yaesu and the ICOM, but let's see, I think that's it. Anyway, I'll say 73 KO4 UOR. Back to net control.
No frequency cheat sheet, huh? I guess 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, I'm the same with some of my radios where I can do it from the face, but I need the manual to be able to do it. Like Will said earlier, Baofangs are just in a league all their own, for good or bad. We make them work, but I'm also not afraid to lose in the mud puddle, so there's something to say for that. Next on the list we have KK4OWU, and I don't believe I have your name correct, sir. I've got Chevy, but I'm not sure that's right.
Yes, KK4OW. Name is Mike. Nickname is Chevy. Just want to remind everybody that there is a minute or minute and a half timer on the repeater. Let me grab a nickel. And we need a little bit of help with the Richmond Marathon. We thought we had everything covered, but we've had some dropouts. You know, life comes before ham radio, and we lost 2 volunteers. This is not a RATS function. This is a public service function.
You will work with
There are
RATS
people
members.
volunteering from Fredericksburg all the way down to Williamsburg. Grab a nickel. We coordinate, we have 4 NCOs for the event, for medical tents to SAG vehicles to water stops, and we are the sole communication for the water stops, and we've had 2 people drop out. And the reason they're important is because during an emergency, if they can't make it to the medical tent at the water stops, they have to communicate to net control to get ambulances out there, which we have staged, and other services. They also record all the bid numbers of the runners coming through, which they don't stop for us. We record them. It's not difficult, but it takes more than one person to do that, and that is in case there's members lost along the way. We can go to net control, and they can verify with the different water stops. This runner passed here, this runner passed there. Grab a nickel. And we definitely need some more people to help us with the public service event. So if you can possibly help out, it's November 15th. Everybody that's done it has had a great time. It's not difficult. We just need some more hands on deck to be able to record bid numbers and at a water stop say, hey, we're low on water, we're low on ice. There are links on the RATS website on the front page to volunteer, also on the RARC website and the Hanover Repeater website. So if y'all can possibly help out, we would truly appreciate it. Like I said, this is a public service event, and we need some more help. Thank you for doing that, Scott. Sean, doing a great job. 730 body, KK4OWU.
That took so much time.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the repeater on the net timer. I know it was 6 seconds at one point. I think it just jumped up. And the information on the Richmond Marathon. Those that didn't quite get everything, it's November 15th. The contact information is on the RATS page, it's on the RARC page, and I believe it's also on the Hanover, Virginia Amateur Radio Club page too. So there's multiple ways to find out who to contact. So please reach out again. They're fun events. I've done the Monument 10K about February last year or so, and they're a good time, and it's a good learning experience on how a net is run, aside from how we run it here. So anyone who hasn't, I highly recommend it. Anyone who has, moving down the list, we have KO4KAD. Randy, go with your comments, sir.
W4BKR, KO4KAD. Yeah, Sean, let's see. First off, I'm reading you loud and clear your DFQ into the repeater. Thanks for running the net. You're doing an excellent job. And, yeah, for the radios, yeah, I've got quite a few mobiles and HTs that I can program, right from the face, with no problems. Do it on the fly. I would agree that the PAL things are very difficult, but I'm pretty anal about keeping my instruction manuals. So yeah, I've got manuals for all of them, and I do actually have the Jiffy manual, I think that's what it's called. Anyways, for my Icon mobile. So yeah, I'm pretty covered as far as that. Good topic tonight. Thanks for doing it. And we'll turn it back to net control 7-3 from KO4KAD.
Well, you get what you pay for.
Thanks, Randy. Yeah, I've got the Nifty manuals, because I've got the Nifty manual for my Kenwood 710 out.
Uh-oh. Did you time out the repeater? Shame, shame. Yeah, you did. Don't forget to let the thing reset before you start talking. Well, he didn't know you were calling for his turn. You timed out the repeater.
Yeah, I think we had time out there in that last transmission. This is Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Bravo Alpha Mark. Hanover Air Park, signal, and volume is perfect here in the maybe Central Hanover, you might call it, but yeah, no, everybody sounds good. Radios, answer the question on I have multiple Baofangs. Both my base radios are Wilsons, but everything is programmable for the face or the microphone, and I could do it. Probably take a few minutes. And it depends on the radio. Baofangs, I don't find that hard to really get programmed, but as far as saving them, that's a different thing. But so yeah, to answer the question, yes, I have multiple handhelds, and even my bass is, like I said, it's programmable from the face of the mic, and I keep paper copies for everything because I'm old, so I have to keep a pair of cheater glasses next to it so I can actually read it because most of it's in small print. And yeah, I don't know what the third question was, but yeah, I could do it. I do keep well, like I said, paper copies. I do have digital copies on one of my laptops around here somewhere, but anyhow, not to drag this on, I'm gonna drop the mic for a sec. Yeah, I will I keep those digital copies and paper copies close. If I'm in a mobile, like on a vehicle, I usually use a handheld with a external mic or external antenna. And so I don't usually have paper there, but I do know how to program peel tones and frequencies. But as far as saving them, that's a little different story. But anyhow, Sean, appreciate you running the net. You're doing a good job. Everybody sounds great tonight. Glad everybody's participating. And with that, this is Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Bravo Alpha. Mark, I will return the back over to net control. Thanks. Thanks for the comments, Mark. Yeah, I wouldn't have called you old for the paper copies, but when you said cheater glasses, that's when you went up the category a little bit. Yeah, I'm not putting any time limit on programming things from the face. I mean, if I were to do that, it'd be a lost race every single time. Moving down the list, we have W4 MFB. Mark, go ahead with your comment.
Yeah, good evening, Sean, and everybody on the net. Sean, you pull quiet into Old Glen Allen. Good signal, crisp signal. I got a hodgepodge of radios, and 2 or 3 of them handhelds I can program from the faceplate. Believe it or not, a Yaesu digital radio is the easiest to program. And mobile radios, if I don't have the manual in the house with the radio, I have it in the truck with the radio, so I can do those handheld or from the mic, I guess. And then I do carry some hard copies of frequencies just in case that's needed. So good night tonight. I'll go ahead and send it back over to you, Sean. This is W4 MFB.
Thanks, comments, Mark. It's W4BKR in the control. Yeah, that's something I hadn't brought up. That's a good point. Is hard copies of frequencies. Everyone trusts repeater book to get their frequencies on, but that only works if your phone works. So that's another thing to think about. We all need to go back to carrying paper atlases and basically phone books in our trucks. Next on the list, W4RTH. Bob, go ahead with your comments, Bob.
You could try and memorize all that.
Yeah, good evening, Sean. Everyone on the net. My location is Central Hanover, and you're loud and clear coming into Central Hanover. To answer your question, yes, I've got a couple of HTs around here that's programmable by the face, and that's how I usually program my HTs, by the face, and I clone them by chirp. And I do have hard copies of manuals readily available, and like Mark says, I have the frequencies written down. So if I forget one on either change one. It's I can just go ahead and get it. It's right there beside me. Anyway, I think I answered all the questions. Sean, you did a good job tonight. Let me turn it back over to you. Net control.
3453, Walmsley Boulevard up. Cross streets are Shackleford Road and the main road.
Thanks, Colin. Bob, I never had any doubt that you would have radios with radios to spare and a couple sitting in the closet just in case. I use Chirp for a lot of mine.
Richard, 22 taking a call for
It's a great program deal. Get them done. And next on the list, we have KR4 GPV Michael. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening to everyone here on the net. I am I grew up on the radio. Only one does that.
Definitely not full quieting.
Thanks, comments, Michael. You were a little scratchy, but you were still on this side readable. Some people love both things and program them easily. Some hate them and want to throw them in a pool. Neither side's wrong. Moving down the list, we have KO4 CPE John. Last one before we do any bottom of the hour check-ins. Go ahead, John.
Correction. Neither side is wrong if somebody gives you the radio.
Good evening, Sean. You're coming in loud and clear here in Glen Allen, and yes, I do have a few radios that can't be programmed from the face that I have done a little bit of. I normally use the RT systems for my programming, but I have on occasion, particularly on my 2730, had to clean up the RT systems download with one or two stations maybe. But I do keep manuals handy, including the nifty manuals. And also on a couple radios have a business card size cheat sheet that I carry with some of the key simple parameters that are necessary sometimes. But so I think I qualify for all three of those questions. KO4CP, back to net control.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I love nifty manuals myself. It sounds like I'm an advertisement for them. But I've got several. They're not quite business card size because I don't want to try to squint that hard. But I've made several little manuals of things for different functions. I've got one specifically for all my APRS shortcuts that I keep with my 710 truck. So now we have reached the bottom of the hour. I want to check to see if there's any late check-ins for the net. If you have a late check-in for the Metro Richmond area's net, please check in now with your call sign phonetically, followed by your first name.
Kilo Romeo 4 Bravo Echo Kilo, Bill from Dinwiddie, Virginia.
It's a good stretch.
This is November 4 Hotel Delta Foxtrot Duck.
This is Kilo Oscar 4 Romeo Mike Victoria PJ in and out.
And now we're just showing off.
This is Kilo Romeo 4 Bravo Echo Kilo, Bill from Dinwiddie in and out.
This is Kilo 4 Romeo Alpha Alpha D. Alright, net hold. Net recognizes Kilo Romeo 4 Bravo Echo Kilo Phil in and out.
Oh boy.
November 4 Hotel Delta
Sound like another desperate sale for eBay. I'm gonna give you so much off if you just buy my junk. All
Now,
right.
third, just to refresh the topic of the evening for those just checking in, we're dealing with being on program radio. So, given the diversity of radios currently in the market, this question's kind of a three-parter. Number one, do you own a radio that you have the capability of programming without the aid of a computer programming cable? Two, if you do own such a radio, do you know how to do the programming from the face of the radio? And lastly, do you keep a copy of the user's manual or a cheat sheet, whether it's paper or electronic, that you can access if you need to reprogram a frequency, offset, or tone on the fly? So we have a list. First up we have and for HDF, Doug, go with your comments, sir.
Good evening, everybody on that. Sean, you've done a great job. Yeah, all the radios I would use in a situation where I would need to change frequencies on the fly. They're exceedingly easy to change. You can change your parameters of the channel in about 30 seconds or less. So answer question one is yes. Answer two is yes. And question three, no, I don't carry the manuals with it. Really, as far as anything I would do in a situation where I would need to change anything, I really don't need to change any other parameters, and likely wouldn't be in a situation where I would need to. And that was my timeout timer, so let it drop. Yeah, so I set up my timeout timer for about 50 seconds or so. And so if you hear anybody else that makes that little noise, that's their timeout timer. Sean doing a great job. 7-3 is everybody on that. November 4 Hotel Delta Foxtrot.
Thanks for comments, Doug. Appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of most of my radios are the same way, or well, the ones that are my go-to radios, I can do everything from the face without thinking about it. I still keep the manual just in case because I'm known to push buttons too far, too fast, and then not know what I did wrong. So, but you know, it's different strokes, different folks.
What?
Next up, and last on the list, we have K4RAA. Dean, go with your comments, sir.
That might be a little much. We'll see.
Hey, good evening, everyone. 73 to everybody. As far as question number one, yes, I do have radios that can be programmed without the computer or without cabling it to some other device. I have one that goes by Bluetooth, but most of them, the HTs at least, can be done by hand. I'm pretty sure if I played around with the menu, I could do the same with my dual band VHF UHF. And as far as my HF radio, that's all I've ever done is programmed it off the screen. So, and then going on to question number two. Oh goodness gracious! See, I'm getting way too old now. Question number two was, well, I remember three was, do I have the manuals? And I do, but you reminded me I probably ought to make sure I keep them close and at hand. So I probably ought to find all my manuals and make sure they're at least in the one drawer or with some of the other radios.
Done.
I'm going to take a nickel here so we don't time out.
K4ARX.
K4RAA continuing, and number two, I remember it was related to the have I programmed? So yeah, I did already answer that question. So yes, I have them. I have programmed, and I do need to know where my manuals are because they're like you. It sounds there have been times where I've gotten into something and got it all confabulated and had to go back to default settings and start all over. So this is K4RAA. I'm going to send it back to Ned again. 73 to everybody, and Net Control, thanks for running it. they keep a Google Drive. Well, I have Google Drive, but I have a folder in there of just my manuals, and I make sure I keep that also on my phone so it's available offline. So I just sync up that Google Drive, add a new manual when I somehow buy a new radio from my house. Then I add that manual to it. It's pretty much available anywhere as long as my phone doesn't fall in the toilet again. So we reached the bottom of the list. This is W4BKR, net control for Metro Richmond Areas Net. Does anyone have any second round comments they'd like to give? Please identify now. This is
He's back.
Kilo 4, Yankee Charlie Hotel, Kenny and Prince George. So late check-in and just want to be check-in now, please. 73 Stall, KK4YCH.
Oh, it's a different station. I thought it was the other guy in the truck. He's beating in and out, I guess.
All right, net recognizes Kilo 4, Yankee Charlie Hotel, Kenny in and out. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. Any last comments before I close up the net with announcements? Whiskey Bravo.
Uh-oh.
Last station call again. You came in fuzzy.
I heard Whiskey Bravo 4 the first time.
Sadly, that was not any better. One last call for additional comments. Last call before I close out announcement. Whiskey Bravo 4, uniform Papa Mike. Check in.
There you go.
Give me calls one more time. I got the Whiskey Bravo 4. I missed the last little bit. I'm sorry. Whiskey Bravo 4, uniform Papa Mike, Wayne, East Hanover. Whiskey Bravo 4, uniform Papa Mike, Wayne. Thanks for checking in. Did you want to comment on the topic or hear it again, or did you want to check in now? Hey, good evening, Sean. Everybody on the net. Yeah, I have a couple of handhelds and mobiles and stuff. I can program them all via the faceplate, and I have all the manuals for them. I don't ever have a problem with them. I'll study them pretty well. Learn them and talk to some of the other guys in the net. Excellent. Also helps that you had the absolute most best and smartest teacher for your tech class ever. So that really gives you a head start there. Thanks for the comments. Appreciate it. Any last comments, last call? This is W4BKR net control for Richmond Metro Areas Net. Nothing heard. Before we close out, I'd like to remind everyone of other Aries or emergency communications nets that are held in the region. On Mondays at 1900, the Powhatan Aries net is held on the 147.315 repeater, which has a positive offset in the PL tone of 74.4. Also on Mondays, the Goochland County Emergency Communications net is held on the 147.27 repeater with a positive offset in PL tone of 203.5. Back in a second. On Tuesday nights, the Dinwiddie County Aries net meets at 1900 on the 147.390 repeater with a positive offset in the PL tone of 74.4. Also on Tuesdays, the Chesterfield Aries net meets at 2100 on the 147.360 repeater with a positive offset at no PL tone. You can also check into the Chesterfield County Aries Windlink net. Find out more information on their website, chesterfieldaries.us. On Wednesdays at 2000, the Tri-Cities Emergency Communications net is held on the 147.390 repeater with a positive offset and a PL tone of 74.4. On the first Saturday of every month, the Hanover County Aries Training and Preparedness net meets at 1500 on the 145.110 repeater with a negative offset in the PL 16 check-ins for tonight's net. At this time, I will proceed to close the net. I would like to thank the stations that participated and also the stations that stood by for the net. I'd also like to thank the Metropolitan Repeater Association for the use of this repeater. The Metro Richmond area's net is now closed and this repeater is returned to regular amateur radio operation. This is W4BKR. The net is clear at 1947.
Message.
Yep, the offers are coming in. Please buy my stuff. Well, we'll see. Depends on which ones they are. There's some neat stuff out there, but you get on eBay and just look at pictures, and all of a sudden they want to sell you what they got. So I guess that's the downside. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the net. And now they jump over to GMRS. That's kind of neat. You have to switch hats like that. It's a lot of fun.
WRJX 275.
WRJX 275 is SA876. Good afternoon, Randy. As Holland for your Laura today. What day you afternoon before, sir? Mark.
What's going on, Mark? Good to hear you. Yeah, today turned out to be not too bad of a day. Actually warmed up and the sun came out, so yeah, not too bad. Good to hear you on the net. What are you up to?
I was just hanging out a little bit here, right back in. Watching my own television there, but yeah, I heard you on a little earlier, but I didn't get back to you in time. And, anyway, but yeah, good to hear you on that too there. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was chilly this morning, man. It felt like yesterday, that chill in the air and the dampness. And the sun popped out, and it felt a whole lot better. So, anyway, glad to hear you. Yeah, good day there. You planning on a short day tomorrow? Or you want to get out of work a little bit early? Or you want to hang out and, take one for the people?
Yeah, we will try to call it early tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. That's the plan, but you never know. But yeah, that sun, yeah, last couple days, well, this morning, yesterday, and then this morning, and well, actually, what? Tuesday, too, it was raining. So yeah, last couple days have been pretty nasty, pretty miserable to work in. Yeah, that sun coming out today, and walking around with just a short sleeve shirt on this afternoon makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, kidding, brother. I went out on the road today. I went out this morning really early,
Holy cow, there's a lot of digital noise.
It's all great, and then I went out a little bit. The sun popped out, like you said. It almost felt like spring. Not that I want spring leaving in summer, and I don't want that humidity, but anyway, glad to hear you. Hopefully you can plan some photo tomorrow there. You got plans for the weekend? You want to do any photo, or are you just going to kind of hang around? What you got planned?
Yeah, I haven't made any real plans yet. I probably will end up doing a boat activation somewhere, but I'm gonna probably stay close to the house, take it easy. Next weekend is the field day, the Hanover Club's field day. And then the weekend after that, I'll be in the woods all weekend hunting. So, yeah, I'll probably hang around, for around the house. I need to get Lee next couple weekends I'll be running. So, yeah, I'll probably just be close to home. What about you?
Well, this weekend Saturday I've got promised a friend of mine over there. He's a big Ohio State Buckeyes fan. I'm gonna go there. I think the Buckeyes and Penn State. So that's a big game on Saturday. So I'm gonna go there and hang out with him for a while. But that's for Saturday. But yeah, I'm going over there. You might get your bike out. Not that I've got one to get out, but I might get it out. Might be the last ride of the year. You never know. Weather the way it is. But anyhow, I'm glad to see your you saw to me your face and things right there. Yeah, next weekend I will be at. Can't make the however wait the love event there. I'm going to be my granddaughter's fourth birthday. So drive down. I might check in. You never know. Might check in. Let me drop it. Check on it, Randy. I haven't run them out too long time. Anyway, but yeah, next weekend. Not this weekend. Next weekend. This is my granddaughter's fourth birthday party. It's pretty important. I might try the MRA out. Yeah, so see if I can get into Suffolk. Maybe try it down 460 there. Well, yeah, I got a little triathlon on there. And then following weekend, the old friend's birthday, and first Thanksgiving coming up with Sundown's mom. But anyhow, I love it. I run them out too long as always. I just want to holler out. I heard you there, and I had talked to you a couple days. I want to do a touch base with you there. Make sure you're okay. Sound okay? Sound like you're probably over that sound infection you had. And anyway, we'll turn you loose unless you got other questions or anything. But anyway, for now, WRJX is a 5, WSH is 8XL. Wish you a 73 night, sir, and that's all you got.
Yeah, Mark, have fun at the birthday party, and try this repeater from down there as well. I heard some guys that talked to Doug a couple times. There's a couple stations, a couple guys out that way that get into this repeater pretty regularly. So yeah. But yeah, man, it's good to hear you, and sorry we ain't gonna see you next weekend, but I totally understand. And yeah, appreciate you coming back to me. So yeah, say 826 WRJX 27573, my friend.
Busy net, long net. Wasn't too bad. And it's nice to see that people use repeaters not just outside of the nets, but other services as well. Shows you how ready we really are. And it's not just about programming your radios or the expense of each, but as long as you know what you're doing, that's really what counts. All right, thanks for getting this far. Appreciate you watching the channel. This is William, K4ARX, and you're watching the American Radio X-Ray. Got to run.